Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. Last time we had a look at the Drag Heap, at least up to this point, and today we will go and kill the first boss of this DLC, and then we will end the episode. So where are we right now? We jumped down this very high, from this very high place up down here, and now we just landed in Dark Souls 2 basically. It's over. We went back. We are now in Dark Souls 2 all of the sudden. How unfortunate, right? We're in Earthen Peak, or what's left of it. Luckily it's been destroyed. I don't want to suffer through that place once again. And for some reason Lab is now standing here instead of sitting here, so let's talk to him. Maybe he has some new dialogue.
Oh, there you are. Perfect timing. You remember that treasure?
Yes.
In the thick of the poison swamp.
Uh-huh.
Well, I fetched it for you.
How nice.
As promised. Oh, it was only a hop and a skip. I needed a rest from old Nan over there. Here, go ahead. It's yours. Maybe it'll help you with that solemn duty of yours.
Oh, amazing.
This really is a dreck heap at the world's end. Mangled remnants from every age and every land. It actually sort of lends credence to the old rumors that the ringed city rests below it all.
Oh, very nice. So he actually did change, so that's nice of him. Usually Petrus likes to trap you, and in this case I guess if you forget who you are, you become nice all of the sudden, or at least he becomes nice. That's a cool thing. And it's almost kind of sad that we are helping him restore his memories, because he's an asshole, right? But yeah, let's go through this area. Is there more before we actually go through this area? And look at this wall. Do we see anything in particular over here in this wall? Probably not. Just some destroyed buildings. Nothing major. Of course, we are right now on the windmill of Earthen Peak, or this is Earthen Peak, and I just died. I didn't know I could die. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty cool. Let me see. Let me quickly see. Did I miss something? Nope. No fall damage is on. So the cool thing is the death boxes still work. The kill boxes still work. That's good. Because if I remember correctly, some invaders didn't die, but for some reason I thought there was an item down there, and there is not. Maybe over here. No. It doesn't matter though. Looks quite small compared to the building from... I don't need to kill them again. No, let's really start going through here, through the actual level. And let the bombardment start. And... because that's our life now. Until we get rid of this idiot over there. And that's the thing about this place. You can technically loot everything here while being bombarded, but that's not really fun. So the intention behind this is probably that you're rushing through until you get, or until you find the source of this bombardment, like the small parasite or lava or whatever it is. You get rid of it, and then you can explore this area. Problem with that though is you're skipping, not necessarily a lot, but it's not really fun. But let's just do this. Let's find the larva. Of course, in between we have just some normal enemies that I've talked about. Oh no, this is the dead one. Last episode. at the very end. Man, they like to dodge, really. Oh, I like to hit over their heads. That's also very nice. So I basically just want to run over here. And then there is a fairly risky jump somewhere. As you can see the lava down there. That might not be that risky. Let me quickly see where the route leads to. I probably don't want to jump off here. But maybe over here? That doesn't feel safe at all. I can probably jump down I don't really know what the intent here is. It's not very obvious. Because that looks also... I mean, let's just try and roll off. Yeah, that didn't feel right. That did not feel right, but at least the... Oh no. He keeps going. Let's just get rid of this thing. Because I can't really stand that noise any longer. Are you doing anything more? At least we had a look at these things last time, but no. For some reason I thought they can create some miracle explosion, like Wrath of Gods, but maybe I'm wrong, or maybe it's just one of them. Not this one. There's an ember over here. Let's see if there's anything on the tip of the route. Honestly, I don't know where you're supposed to roll off. Or are you supposed to jump off this edge over there and land over here? Because that feels very, very risky. Something that you don't want to do. I mean, this route is here so that you can land on it. But I don't feel like that this is a very well designed part. Or maybe it is. Maybe I'm just not ballsy enough to jump off or something, but it feels not very intuitive, so to speak. Like the game is not telling me what exactly to do. Or not showing me, I should say. And from here we can already see or look into the boss arena down there. I wonder what happens if I jump off here. Nothing, I'm not... I will hit the walls here and die, probably. Or usually I would. So let's climb up these routes. And... Oh no, I'm being thrown directly to the bonfire, right? Yeah. Okay, we're at the end of this area. Thank you for... Thanks for watching. Have a nice one. Oh, of course not. But at least we can now... We technically just skipped the whole area with this one, so I guess it is fair that there is a fairly nerve-wracking jump. But still, it's very well hidden, so not everyone knows about this, and who in their right mind looks around that close like that when they're being bombarded? Right, you are most likely looking for more cover and where to go next. But now we can loot this place in peace without the constant noise and visual bombardment. That's pretty nice. Over here we have just some structures. Of course we have patrolling enemies that make it a bit more difficult to navigate this place while being bombarded. Because it not only means that you have to take cover behind these structures, but you also have to look out for potential enemies. And these are fairly evasive, so they probably chose them because it's a great fit. Most likely, like we've seen right here, and instead of just rushing you and trying to deal as much damage as possible, they're also dodging, and they are trying to lure you out. And I don't know if they can use their blow darts, their ranged attack, but if they can, that's even more diabolical. Makes it even harder. But yeah, what items do we have here? And of course more of these. It's not always that simple. Of course we have the Desert Pyromancer set lying around here, so if you want that, you either run through here while being bombarded, or you have to wait till you get rid of the source. How do we get down there? Over there is the right path. This right here, this broken part of the rest of the windmill, I guess, leads into the next segment of this big place, because so far we just have a very spacious area with a few building blocks or with cover inside. It doesn't matter if it's these towers, or once towers, or this big rock in the middle. We have some cover from the bombardment. And with the last angel, we will see what they can also do if you take cover. I won't do that with the next... There was no item here. Want to have a look with the next angel, all of their movesets. Sadly enough, we don't have new enemies here. These are all old enemies. I mean, old enemies, like, there were two different enemy types so far. We had the thralls, and we had the mushroom thingies over there on the windmill itself. But now we're already through the first part of the area. Level design wise, it's just a few items here and there to lure, and then cover, of course, for the bombardment, to take cover behind these items so you're not being bombarded here, and then some minor enemies to distract the player while they're taking cover, so they're still on their toes while staying in cover. You still have to do something. And then of course the angels have a what would I call it? Anti-turtle move or something. What would you call it? Anti-cheese move, because you technically can shoot them, as I've shown in the last episode. You can shoot them, you can get rid of them temporarily for like half a minute or something. Don't know how long it takes directly. But that's it. You could technically just get rid of them, get rid of this angel, loot this place fairly quickly, and then get out of there when he respawns, but I will show you with the next one. So now I have to think, where do we want to go? Because there are two ways we can go now. Technically three with the skip everything path over there, but we have our choice to make. We can go through here. There's an ember over here. And then we drop down to the next, into the next area. Or you just pick this item up and then you go over here. And I already turned down the volume because there's going to be another angel. But yeah, we can technically jump on this roof. I don't think that's doing anything, if I remember correctly. But we can also climb on this part, on this roof. And it's not doing anything as well. Okay, but we can get in there here. And there is an item. And now we are in the new part, in the new area. And yeah, we can already hear the next angel respawning, or spawning, not respawning. And we are being bombarded once more. Jump down here, yeah, that's just, okay. Let's drop down, and now we are officially in the new area. And here we can see their special move. This is cursing you. Doesn't look all that dangerous, but believe me, it's cursing you. It is dangerous. And now you're being bombarded again, so what to do? You can rush through this area, or you can just loot certain things and For example here, like you have time to pick up this item and run away. Over here we have not really time. Oh no, we have a bit of time to pick up this item and run through. Maybe take cover behind this root. But it's not really a fun experience while you're being bombarded. And on top of that, there's not really that much cover to take, and you're very close to the angels, so the projectiles have a very short path to travel. So you really have to be on your toes. You can go in here and pick up certain items, and he's not going to reach you. He's going to try, but he's not able to reach you. But of course we have some of these. Oh, we still don't know what they're called. And I'm amazed how much they tank. Holy shit. Oh, and I guess we got our first Herald Legion Gauntlet. So we can finally call them Heralds. Gauntlet worn by the Herald Legion, who saw the Dark Soul. The gauntlets sank into the dark with the Legion. The leather partly melted, and the metal pieces slowly showing signs of an unsightly bloating. Yeah, they're being bloated. That happens if you... they're in search of the Dark Soul. But the Dark Soul also has something to do with the Abyss as well. Oh boy, he's still firing. And look how many of these creatures there are. Holy shit. Still, I think that's too much. There are too many of these. Isn't there? Oh. Isn't there supposed to be a... Is there supposed to be something in here? Or was there an item and I picked it up and I forgot? Oh no, okay, I think this was the Titanite slab that Lab retrieved, right? So he actually retrieves a physical item, not just, ooh, there's treasure here, and then he's just giving you something. No, he actually retrieves an item for you. That's nice. And I guess now I'm just going through the swamp here and pick up everything. And because this is Dark Souls 2 here, of course we have a poisoned swamp. Of course we have that. Where's this one coming from? I guess I just missed another herald. He seems to be a bit confused about my position. Man, this is annoying. I'm not a fan of this bombardment. I like the idea, but I feel like the frequency and the sound is just too much. Like he's shooting non-stop, which is quite annoying. And then this constant sound, like the sound of him screeching and whining or whatever you want to call that. And then the constant laser effects. That's a bit much. Yeah, when you're playing this for real, it's a fairly stressful affair, but still. It is quite taxing right now. Taxing on my sanity. And I guess this is going to be a fairly short episode, but probably the shortest one. But I'm kind of fine with that. I'm kind of fine with that, yeah. Testing out some things, testing out what happens if I make shorter videos. I wonder what I'm calling. Oh no, I wanted to plunge. Oh, I can't even plunge right now, right? Herald Curved Sword. Let me quickly turn off the no fall damage thingy and let's try it out. Yeah. This is how you can kill them fairly easily. You just jump on their head. Okay, where to go next? Where to go next? This is not the right way, I feel like. This leads to an item. Homeward bones, okay. I'm not turning up the volume quite yet. I'm doing this when the angel is gone. Well, let's have a look at the next lava, because for some reason I remember them using Wrath of Gods. So maybe it's just the last one, and yeah. Back to screeching again. There's also an item on this one. You want to grab this one once the angel is gone. And this... Someone had to design this, right? Probably not just one person, like a team had to design this. And for some reason they thought it was a good idea to have these things screeching non-stop. And for some reason they didn't think that it's going to... that this is a bit too much. This is the way onwards. You don't want to go there quite yet. Because... Isn't that route? No, it's this route, right? Yeah. This route leads to this roof of this building, whatever it was. And here we have the final lava. Can you perform some miracles for me, please? Come on, do something. Or not. Okay, for some reason, maybe they can use it and they never did, but... I'm talking about Wrath of Gods. But finally it's... Peaceful silence. Now we're almost through the entire level. That is... unfortunate. But no, there's still enough level to go through. Because the layout here is quite complex, and I probably want to go through this area once again, this time without blowing out our eardrums or something. This route exists so you can get back to the other route. Just jump down here and then you're on this route, and then you can just jump up here. You can probably use this route to get back up again, but you don't even need to. You can just run up here. And now for some reason, oh no, I know the reason. There's a very good reason why they're using a normal NPC, like a player character NPC, and not a power. What's it called? Desert Sorcerer NPC for that. Because it's just one last Desert Sorcerer. This is, I think, what is she called? Desert Sorcerer Zoe, right? So they're using a player character model, because this way they don't have to create a completely new enemy type. Because imagine you had to create a completely new enemy type just for one encounter, and it's not even a boss, it's a minor encounter, right? It's not like a very memorable one. But yeah. And she drops Flame Fan. So there are quite a few items that I want to go through right now. So let's have a look at them. Somewhat in order. Let's start with the giant door shield. I'm pretty happy that they've introduced another, or in this game, a shield weapon. Because, well, we got the taste of shield weapons in Dark Souls 2, so they actually they had to create something like this in Dark Souls 3 as well, otherwise it's fairly disappointing. If you remember, in Dark Souls 2 you could, first of all, you could dual wield a lot of weapons with each other, as well as shields, at least great shields. Or was it any shield? I can't remember. But there were definitely two shields that had a special interaction with each other if you're dual wielding them. These shields that the dudes in the Undead Crypt used. They were actually an enemy type using two shields, and you could also farm them and use them. And in this game we also have the same thing, just as a paired weapon in this case. Unusual shaped paired great shields resembling great doors, heirlooms of the knight who was known as the protector of the meek, yet who failed to protect anyone. And it has a very unique skill called Lockout. Shut the great doors tightly for stalwart defense, and use normal attack to transition into shield bash, or strong attack for a heave that holds shields to block nearly all damage. And if we have a look at this one, put it in the quick bar. Looks quite goofy with the shield on the back. No, this is an attack, right? We can attack with the shield on the right hand. Heavy and light attacks. And then the block button, or the L1, is doing that. A blocking bash. And then the heavy attack is lockout. You carry these shields like in a blocking motion. Then light attack with this one. There's another blocking charge, pretty strong one. And this one is just more defense. The heavy attack. And you can hold the heavy attack button to block even further. It's pretty cool. I really like that. I really like these niche weapons. Another weapon. Do we have another weapon here? Right, the Herald Curved Greatsword. Giant gold decorated curved sword wielded by warriors of the Herald Legion, who saw the Dark Soul. The swords sank into the dark with the Legion, where the blades were severely corroded. Has the skill Sever. Oh, it's a new one, right? It's a jumping one. Hold the giant blade with both hands and slash repeatedly at foes' feet. Makes sense for a bigger enemy, but for a humanoid enemy you don't really want to just target the feet, because then when you bring the blade down, like so, you're exposing your upper torso. No? How do I do the follow-up? Ah. Can you do... Ooh, okay, you can even do some combo action here. This is just one click of the arch... L1. No, L1. This is L1. L2. And then this is L2 plus heavy attack. And I don't think I can spam or hold. Oh no, I can hold. Oh, pretty cool. Oh, okay. I'm holding R2 now. That's pretty cool. I never knew that you can just chain these. And then when I decide I want to do the finisher, I just press R1. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Whatever. Skill, right? Any other new weapon that I immediately forgot? Apparently not. What else? What else is there? There is a spell. You get the flame fan. Where is it? that we just got from Zoe. Pyromancer, a pyromancy of Zoe, descendant of the desert pyromancers, used repeatedly to brush the fan of flame left and right. Zoe possesses true beauty, as did all the desert pyromancers, but hers did not poison. And so she became the unassuming queen of the feeble ones. Okay, yeah, that is a, I think, Muta reference. Or maybe the other ones were just toxic, whatever. Then we get the Desert Sorcerer set, at least parts of it, or maybe the whole thing. Garb of the Desert Pyromancers, who once walked the halls of the Earthen Peak. It is said that the thin burgundy cloth breathes with magic. Of course it does. Desert Sorcerers, Pyromancers, why do I always say Sorcerer? Desert Pyromancers, most of them female, were known for their great fans of flame and enchanting looks. But what is enchanting can also be deadly, especially when clothing is such alluring garb, clothed in such alluring garb. I can't read for now. Ugh. Okay, let's keep going, and then do one more round without bombardment. Thing up here? No, you can't get up there. This is also nicely designed. Well, maybe not that much. Oh no, it is quite nicely designed. Because this is the... I'm talking about this part here. On the second round. But we can jump off here. Then grab this item technically. Ooh. I have a hiccup now apparently. That's not very nice. Or maybe just once, I hope just once. And then from here we already came when we jumped down the route. And then we are back at this bonfire over here. Oh, I just fell down. Whoops. So, okay. Let's have one more round of this whole place because it's quite small. To actually have a chill look at this area without the sound effects. And then let's talk about the actual level design. And again, not necessarily the world design because there's not much to talk about here. These are ruins. These are buildings that were like smashed together by the world itself. By the world ending, by the fire fading. So not much to talk about the design here. I mean, I've talked about Earthen Peak in the Dark Souls 2 Earthen Peak videos, so I don't need to repeat myself with that. Other than this one looks much better because of the upgraded graphics. But yeah, sure. Sure, we also have cages here that I don't remember. Oh no, there were also a few cages. Bases. Actually, there were actually a few vases in the original Earthen. Oh no, there were cages outside as well. So never mind. Okay, I've talked about this part here on the first round. But this is just an open area with a few items, a few enemies, and lots of cover to run from cover to cover and fight a few enemies and then run to the next cover in search of the lava. So maybe somehow, it's fairly unlikely, but maybe somehow you find this route over here and you take the jump. Like you have to pan your camera around fairly aggressively. Like you see the thing down there and then you're looking here and then you're probably already dead from the angel. So you know something is here, and maybe next time you're looking over here, oh, you see this route and then you're trying to jump, or you probably don't survive the first time, maybe you can try it over there. This is where the doors are, not much here other than the stronger version down there. But I think you're also safe here from the angel. Yeah, you're definitely safe over here. He's not overhanging there, so you're safe at this point. You can heal up. Maybe he loses aggro on you if you're lucky. And then you maybe can rush over here and jump down there without getting bombarded first. That would be nice. So the second area over here is much more interesting. Of course you want to grab the item that wasn't here first. Over here is the corpse, so where you can pick up the item. And then you can decide to jump down over here, or if you want to have every item, you run over here. On top of this bit, somehow, somewhere. And then grab this item here. Grab the item. And just jump down somewhere, and you're on area 2 now. Area 2 is much more complex. We have items everywhere, we have a poison swamp here, we have some enemies that you can just ignore, these mushroom bugs, whatever you want to call them, you can just ignore these. Some items are probably off limits because there's this angel bombarding you from here. By the way, this looks amazing with the god rays. I really like this. It looks nice. Yeah, item over here. Where is he? Oh, over there. Maybe you can plunge him from here. That'd be nice. Yeah. And the good thing is, if you do this correctly, like if you actually hit him, with the animation you're not taking any fall damage. That's the nice thing. Then just beyond the entrance to the second area over here we have... By the way, there's much less cover over here, so you have to be really careful. But then we have this small cave here where there are a lot of these mushroom things. Quite a lot. A bit too many in my opinion. And then of course there was the slab over here. If I just guess if Lap didn't bring you this item, or maybe I just picked it up without noticing. That could be the case too. But yeah, quite a few items. Some of them might be off limit for the first time until you get rid of the screecher. And then you have the choice. Do you want to go down here? Continue down here into the swamp area, or run up this, run up the other branch over there, or route. Oh, he comes up again. Can you backstab them? Oh, he jumps down. How nice of them. Yeah, cool. I like it when you can't execute the jumping attack. That doesn't matter. By now he's probably dead already. At least you can farm some titanite chunks here. So if you go down here, you can just grab an item in the swamp part. And the homeward bone over here, I think this is the Herald greatsword you can find here, the curved greatsword in this corner. So you most likely want to go up the route over here. And I think this poison's also fairly weak, so that's not really a big problem, luckily. Item over there is off limits until the angel is dead, most likely. I mean, you can probably grab it, but I would not recommend. Just for your sanity. I know we have a choice. Maybe it's not that difficult to navigate. It's fairly straightforward. Just some things that you might not see the first time. Or you probably don't see them if you have to run from cover to cover all the time. That might be a bit or a big thing. A big thing. I don't know how to describe that. That might be a factor that lets you be a bit more focused on surviving and a bit less focused on finding hidden things. But yeah, I want to go this way to get rid of the lava. Then you just can go back up here. Is there an item down there? No. Some areas are very well lit and it looks like there's an item still. At least to me. Kind of confusing. But then, the final part... of course this one has a poison weapon for some reason. That's so stupid. At least they're dropping a poison gem, but like, why is this weapon poisoned? Why do they have flaming weapons? I mean, they're the thralls of Zoe, probably following her. Yeah, this is the finale, where if the angels are still alive for some reason, I mean, there's at least... At this point you can already get rid of 2 angels. When you get rid of the first angel, you already skipped the soul area at the beginning, as I've shown you. But yeah, if both angels, or at least this angel over there, is still alive, then you're being bombarded by both of them at this point. And this is why this upper route here exists, so you can take cover from the angel over there. And you had the opportunity to get rid of this angel first, technically, if you haven't seen the hidden route. So you have this chance to take cover from the first angel. Pretty nice that they've implemented this, because otherwise this is hell. Like, I think they started to bombard you over here already, and you still have enough... Like, you're still being bombarded. And you can hear up, you're looking down, where to go next, where to go next. But this just feels like the way onward. Oh, I actually forgot an item. Oh, I actually forgot 2 items. Whew. Okay, the hood. And what's over here on this route? On this route is Twinkling Titanite. Oh, right, I'm remembering something. Okay, no, it's the same, exactly the same item description. That's nice. But it just... There are a few factors, like why does it actually feel like the way onward? Because if we have a look, this doesn't really lead to anywhere, right? It leads into the air. But why do we still follow this way? First of all, we had this fairly obvious onward path over here. Right, it goes up. Up is most likely the way forward. For some reason, that's how you think, how one thinks, right? We have all these enemies. We even have a unique NPC in the form of Pyromancer Zoe. And then we have this tree root / branch formation. No, really, are these roots or are these branches? Because they look like roots, but they also look like branches. What is it? I mean, there's this tree. So what is it? Root or branch? Probably root, right? Yeah, these are roots. This is how I would admit. How I would think these roots look like of this tree. Oh, wait, branches. Branches go up. These roots go down. Or horizontally. But yeah, it feels just like the finale, right? Being confronted by the first angel again, or by both angels. Having to run short pause over here where you can zip and take a breather and look where to jump next. There's some ash. You already know that ash dampens your fall sometimes. and then you just fall. You also see this. You also see this over here. That's also helping. Like this. Are these skulls? These are indeed skulls, aren't they? Oops, wrong one. Where's my camera tool? Over here. These VFX. Yeah, there are some skulls in this. And if you already know the final boss of this whole DLC, then you also know what this actually is. But if you're looking close enough at these VFX, at the smoke effect over here, you can see skulls inside of them. It's somewhat hard to see, but most likely you're not noticing that. You're noticing that it's glowing and that it has this ominous red shine. No, it's fairly easy to see, to be honest, now. But maybe not when you're being bombarded, so... And you just jump off, or... You might just go this path, because you're also safe over here, so why not just... take the path of least commitment, right? Because you have to commit to this jump down here, but... I mean, you see this bonfire, but still you can't get back, so you might get curious. And you go this way. Because you're safe here, right? And you keep looking. I mean, if it looks too dangerous, you can still turn back, and you're looking around. Nothing really here to hurt me. Maybe up there. Nope. Nothing dangerous so far. Then you see it, the lava hanging there, or standing there. And then you're just, okay, I got you now. That is how it works. And then you most likely see the other route there as well. Look up and then, oh, I can jump down here, so I know this for the next time. Pretty well designed area. Even though I'm not really a fan of the angels, because they're that just constantly screaming in your ears. You're being constantly bombarded. There's not that much pause. I mean, there's no pause between the bombardment, really. Only if they lose vision on you, or if they're doing their curse, twinkling curse, whatever. Right, these are the only times when they stop screeching, which can be very difficult. But now it's boss time. Final boss time. Isn't that great? Or not final boss. Take the plunge, you won't die. No boy, that is deep. That is probably, yeah, this is the highest fall so far. But we can also summon some NPCs here. So let's have a look. Who can we summon here? We can summon Gale over here. Let's summon Gale. That's the first time now that we actually see Gale. So far. And he is using the Executioner Greatsword, I think, right? Or, yeah, Greatsword, this one. Yeah, he's using this so far. That's the exact Greatsword, and then... Do I have the shield? Nah. Okay, that's the shield that you get from Sirius. And then we also have another summon over here, which is going to be Amnesiac Lab. And you know what's about to happen, because I have two NPCs. I want to see how far they can down this boss. My hopes are not that high. They're probably going to lose fairly quickly, but still. Let's have a look at this boss fight. There's the boss fog for them. So... Goodbye, guys. I mean, the game already spoiled for me what's down here. We got the demon in pain and the demon from below. And I'm turning down the sound effects because it's quite loud. So they've actually done something great here because they're not both just attacking us. I mean they are, but they also like to take turns where one of them becomes ranged while the other one is engaging in melee. Of course, if you're approaching both at the same time, or getting close to both at the same time, they're both using melee attacks, but most... Like now he should start doing his poison attack. The flame went out. And this one took over with the melee attacks. Up to this point it kind of looks like they managed to get them to the actual second phase, but who knows. Ooh, he took the riposte attack, that's pretty nice. Okay, they're splitting the attention, that's... I mean, it's not that good right now. You still want to focus on one character first. You don't want to... I mean, you eventually have to kill both, but still. Lapis using... Let's call him Patches, because it is Patches. Gale is poisoned, that's very unfortunate. Lapis going to be poisoned. I don't even know if he can be poisoned. Oh no, Gale isn't poisoned. They can't be poisoned, can they? Because I turned it off for myself. Oh, who knows? I'm not really a fan of the fact that they're splitting off. They should get rid of one first, I feel like. Because Lab is most of the time now defending. Like they can... While one is tanking, the other one can hit the demon. Would be much easier, but that's what they want to do. Ooh, we got a riposte from Lab. That's pretty nice. Just a few hits on the Demon of Pain and he's down. It's pretty amazing how tanky they are. But for some reason I think they're already on their last flask. Okay, one demon is down, that's pretty nice. That shouldn't be a big problem now. The problem is that Gale is not using his shield. I mean, he should be using his shield rather than his stupid Discus of Light or whatever it's called. And yeah, he has no more flasks left, otherwise he would have healed by now. Maybe they should have given him some healing miracles, that would be nice. But yeah, I hope they're getting rid of the first phase at least. Second phase, no shot, but the first phase, I have faith, especially now, yeah. The interesting part is, it matters somewhat which version you kill first and which you kill second, because that determines their ultimate move, so to speak. Because now we have the Demon Prince as our enemy, basically the big version, both combined. Yeah, Gale is gone. Oh, Leb had another flask left. That's pretty nice. Let's see how far he can go. I think right now... Oh yeah, he has the laser beam. I think the other version had the nuke, if I remember correctly. There's the laser beam and then there is the nuke. But this one had the laser beam, okay. We killed the demon in pain first, right? But if we have a look at the tail of the demon here, that's a very similar build to the exterior of the Carthus sandworm. So for me it's fair to assume that the Carthus sandworm is also some kind of demon. Or they're just reusing assets, but I feel like that would be lazy to just reuse these assets. And let's turn off the HUD again. Even though it is confirmed, or I don't know if it is confirmed or not necessarily, that the Carthus sandworm is Solaire, but honestly I don't like the idea. I mean, where did we see Solaire? Then it's probably, I mean, Solaire ended up dying in Izalith, right? Let's say there's this bad ending where he got taken over, or where he went hollow with the sunlight maggot on his head, which also looks like a... I mean, the fact that the sunlight maggot is home in Izalith already tells enough that it's also some kind of demonic creature, right? So maybe it took over the hollowed out Solaire and became at some point transformed into the worm. I mean, it's not that far-fetched, but why exactly a worm is kind of strange, but I mean, it's fair to assume, right? And it's making, like, using electric things, even though it's a demon type creature. But yeah, enough of Carthus sandworm. I was just looking at this one's tail, and it reminds me of the looks of the Carthus sandworm, because it also has a similar look to it, really, like with the bony outer structure, just in a sandworm holding corpses inside. But isn't this boss looking cool? It's also pretty fun to fight, to be honest. The thing that is not that fun is that it's constantly flying, which can get on one's nerve. But overall, this boss fight is solid and fun. And it's also fairly challenging, because you have this, like, pre-boss fight, you also have another phase, the phase against the two, where while they're easier to defeat, you have to be careful that you're not getting poisoned by one of them, and so on, right? You have to dodge the attack. And the music is also cool, but to me it's not that memorable to some of the base game music themes. Like, if you would play me this theme and I had to guess whose theme this is, I couldn't tell you which music theme this is. There are only, like, I could probably tell you the Deacons of the Deep, because I really like that soundtrack. Then of course, what's it called? Like the Abyss Watcher, I could probably tell you. Final boss fight, I could tell you. Because, like, what the fuck? Final boss fight, I really like the soundtrack of the final boss fight, because of the fan service, so to speak. Because of the extended version of Dark Souls 1's ending theme. Then there are also a few other soundtracks, like Majula, I could instantly tell you. Firelink Shrine, I could instantly tell you, from Dark Souls 1. And even the Dark Souls 3 Firelink Shrine versions. These are just the memorable soundtracks there, but When is this thing dead? Holy shit. Let's see. Holy shit, it's quite tanky. This is a long fight. I mean, I'm dealing 300 damage, that's probably not that much. Like, I haven't infused this weapon yet, so this might be a big factor. Then there's probably some magic enchantment that is better against this thing. I can probably poison it as well. Man, this gets me hyped for the DLC of Elden Ring. It's going to be so much fun. Problem is... Let's very get rid of this one. The problem that I'm seeing with the Dark Souls 1, with the Elden Ring DLC... Was I saying Dark Souls 1 DLC? I meant Elden Ring, of course, if I've said Dark Souls 1. The only problem with that I'm seeing with instantly recording is that I might not be able to record it right away. Because if you remember, yeah, of course, the character that I was, or the created character for the playthrough, that's the character that I wanna keep playing, is running on the seamless co-op mod thing, and maybe that's not going to be available once the DLC comes out and needs an update or something. This might be the case. So, but oh well. Where are we right now? Of course, we're getting a small envoy, whatever, banner. Similar to the small Lothric banner. The small banner used by envoys of Great Lord Gwyn in the days of yore. Face the ringed cliff and hold the banner high to summon facilitators of transport. For the pygmies who took the Dark Soul, the Great Lord gifted the ringed city, an isolated place at the world's end, and his beloved youngest daughter, promising her that he would come for her when the day came. So for the pygmies who took the Dark Soul, the Great Lord Gwyn, or Great Lord, gifted the ringed city. So it's actually the hometown of the pygmies now, or somewhat. Pygmies who found the Dark Soul, which is a bit different to the other souls because it's dark. It's not like a light soul, it's a dark one. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about this area down here. Or am I? We're in the middle of some tree. Bunch of corpses here. We can have a look. We can have a sneak peek at this part over here. Because if you look at that, remember where we are right now. Because we are at the Firelink Shrine. Don't you see it? And it's even more parts more intact than the Firelink Shrine in Dark Souls 1. But also more broken in some other parts. But this is the vault where Frammed comes out of. This is partially underwater once we got there the first time. There's a statue missing over here. Isn't that nice? We're in Firelink Shrine. But I'm not going any further now. Because that's something that we are going to look at in the next episode. So, final thoughts about this part of the Drag Keep. I'm probably calling this Earthen Peak, right? Earthen Peak? Question mark? Something, I don't know. But yeah. Again, fairly... If we look at this area from above, it's fairly compact. It's a big space with that has been divided in like 2 to 3 parts, almost. One part for one angel, the other part for another angel, and then a part that is even further than the second part, which is just a small thing, just a vertical connector, so to speak. Let's call it 2 parts, each with its own angel. The first one being very, very, very simple. Just a bit of cover, just a few items, a few more thralls as enemies, sadly. No new... Oh no, I'm getting tired again. Luckily I'm ending the episode right now. But no new enemy type other than the angels, but we've seen them before as well. We've seen one before. Thralls aren't new though. Yeah, a few items. Then you go and transition into the second area. All of a sudden you have another angel, possibly a bit less cover, but on top of that a bit more substantial cover. It's like, I feel like it's more spaced out, but I could be wrong. But it's still more cover. Like you have a cave there and stuff like that. But in the second part, the difficulty ramps up a bit because we again have some heralds, herald legion soldiers, whatever. We have a poison swamp. We still have an angel at our ass, shooting us every time he sees us, trying to curse us when we're taking cover. A bunch of items luring us, of course. We have to decide for ourselves. Do we rush through? Excuse me, or do we do a second run? Are we doing a second run once the angel is dead? Everyone has to decide that for themselves. And then the second part where we climb up the roots, find the source, eliminate them, have the option to loot even further, have the option to kill the second one as well. We finally get the bonfire that sadly can't be used to access this area. We have to always go from the first bonfire of this area to gain access to the rest. Or do we? I want to see that. I want to see that. Oh, this should be... We are currently at the Iron Keep. Oh, interesting. Now, let's see. Nope. 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 And big nope. Okay. Yeah, I was looking here if I could jump on some route over here to gain access to this area, but nope. There's no going back. Or is there? Nope. This bonfire only serves as a checkpoint and for the final boss here. Nope, 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 nope. You can't get back. Or can you? No, you definitely can get back. Never mind. You can actually jump down here. Never mind. So you can actually use this bonfire, right? Right. You can use this bonfire to get back up. That's a game changer. Maybe not necessarily, because the other one is very close by as well, but you have definitely more options to go back now. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. But yeah, there's a lot to explore here, even though it's a fairly small area. There are a bunch of items to grab once the angels are dead. And overall, I really like this area. I don't like the choices of the angels' frequency of bombardment. I wish they would shoot a bit slower or with longer intervals, or short, no, like with more pauses in between. And I also wish they would just shut up for some time, or at least not be that loud, but I mean, you can't have everything. Overall, it's a pretty cool level. I really enjoy the take cover aspect. I mean, it's only this part, so if you really can't stand it, at least there's something similar in the next part as well. But not the angels anymore. Something else that is possibly even more confusing or strange or whatever. But yeah, overall I really like this area. A bit more than the previous part, the Lothric part, I feel like. But it only gets better from now on, I feel like, because then next time we're going to the Ringed City. Isn't that exciting? I find it exciting as well. Ringed City is like, this is the pinnacle of this DLC, right? You want to explore what this game has to offer. You wanna find out all the secrets, and it's a Dark Soul themed. Like this DLC is Dark Soul themed. We're going into the city of the Pygmies, the original founders of this. Founders, I mean by the original people who found the Dark Soul and who owned them, or owned it. Like the furtive pygmy Manus was the first one, and then probably when he got beaten, like they took the dark, whatever they did with the Dark Soul. Answer me one: is this pre or post Manus? It's probably post Manus, because Manus was the first one, right, who held the Dark Soul, and after him, like, it should be after, like, the Ringed City when it was built. Or maybe it was during that time, I don't know, and he invaded? Whatever. I don't want to talk about that quite yet. I hope you liked this episode, and I hope you join me on the adventure of the next one as well. And that's it from me. See you in the next one. Goodbye.